and so that turns the machine on. You just have to give it a little, maybe less than a minute, so the screen or the display will show you, and by the time it's ready, everything will sound normal. You're going to see the X and Z values. Now the machine is ready to go. Make sure, like down here where it says alarm for the machine, none of them should be lit. None of them should be lit. Everything should be off, except the chuck could be closed or open. Okay, so if your machine, the way when you turn it on, and you came here and you also turn the the display on, and any of these lights is on, which is machine spindle alarm, then you got a problem. It could be the hydraulic, it could be some other stuff, but from that on, it's not your job. You got to talk to somebody that knows about the machine to say, hey, what's going on? My machine is not running properly. But the chuck, on the other hand, is there is a hand press, a hydraulic thing here that you press on, and you can see the chuck opens and closes. So depending where you have, are you turning an OD or you turning an ID, and how you want to grab your part. This could be closed. When it's closed and the light is lit, that means your machine is ready to run. Okay? So this is for this particular thing that you have to look for the minute you turn on your machine. If any of these lights are on, with the exception of the chuck closed or open, that means your machine has a problem, so you have to address that problem first before you could. In fact, if I try to move around, I can't move the machine because the machine is under an alarm, so it would shut itself. I know that you can hear the machine running, but that doesn't mean if one of these lights is on that it's going to function normally. I mean, you cannot move the turret, you cannot move around the X or Z axis. Everything is like, basically out. Okay? Alright. Now, there is another button right beneath it. It's called a spindle jar. This is, if you want to have the spindle, run slowly. The other button you see is emergency stop. That is when you're running a part or you're running a machine, and the machine running and making parts. Something could go wrong. It could be your insert is broken. It could be some other stuff. If you hear some weird, unusual noise, that's your emergency stop. You press that and your machine will just stop where it is. Same like your, when you're driving your car, somebody basically stops right in front of you. What do? You slam on the brake. This is also like kind of slamming the brake. It will stop the machine. There is another one over here where you have cycle stop and feed hold. Let's say I'm running the machine and all of a sudden I want to just stop the machine where it's at. Nothing is wrong. I just want to stop. I can feed hold. This red button is a feed hold, and this is whenever you start your program, you say start cycle. All right.
What does it do, the feed hold?
It would stop the machine, the feed, either the X-axis or Z-axis, whichever it's going, the direction, it would stop the machine right there. It won't feed. It would stop the feeding. Okay?
So both of them are almost the same with the emergency. Yeah.
No, this is, if you had a feed hold, it's temporarily hold. So all I have to do is again press start cycle, it will continue. This guy, I have to read, everything is shut.
Okay.
Yeah, I know they serve the same purpose. This one is like a temporary stop. Like somebody came in front of you and you thought you were going to run him over, but like you press on your, slam on your brakes. But the guy is okay, so what do? You release the brake and you move on.
It's like short pass.
Yes, short pass. This is a short pass, that's correct. Okay, now there is over here.
The setup stays okay,
huh?
The setup of the machine doesn't.
Everything is safe to say. Okay? Over here is what we call a handle. Now I'm at the manual mode. Huh?
Before you go, and we'll keep the spindle jack.
This is if right there, that is chuck holding the whole thing is a spindle. So if I want to jog, that jog is like run, but like slowly. So that's a spindle jog. The movement I guess will be a lot slower.
So if we push the spindle jack, what stops?
It will move. It will move. The oval mode, yes, but it's just rotation movement. But I have to be in another mode. Hold on to that. Maybe this is right now, we're just doing general explanation. We're gonna go one by one and do the actual action. Okay. Now this is another thing called the handle. Before I could go to the handle, there is something here that says mode, and then there is auto and manual. So this toggle, or this switch, I call them a switch, if it's on the auto side, your machine is running in an automatic mode. But if I am on the manual side, that is when I can use this manual handle right here. And if you really look, there is 1x times 1 times 10 and times 100, right? And then there is, after that I got a jog, okay? And then after that I have rapid move, and then I have zero return. Zero return is nothing but going home. For what? For the turret, okay? So just remember this knob or switch that you got here. It moves around like any other switch, but there is an automatic side or mode, and there is a manual mode. When I'm on the manual mode, there is a handle. This is a handle. Okay? Look at what the turret is happening to the turret. Look at what is happening to the turret. It's moving sideways, right?
Do it again.
And let me see, I'm on a z-axis, so look right there. That is because I am on a times 100, the movement is 100 times. If I'm going to 10 times, it's a lot slower.
So that would be the speed, right?
It is moving, except it is slow. And when I go here, even look on the display, it only moves like 1/10. Okay, so can you really visually see it there? Look, because the movement is only 1/10. Okay, 1,000 is really nothing. We're talking even nothing more, which is 1/10. That's why you can see on the display, the z-axis value is changing by 1/10. But to move a lot faster, I could go 10 times and look what is moving. The 1,000. Look, the 1,000 is moving. Okay? If I go to the 100, look what's moving. That's 100's place, and that's the 10's place. Okay? Alright. So this is what we call the handle mode. I'm sorry, this is the handle, and you can see over here times 1, times 10, times 100, and so I can be in any of these depending how fast I want to move. So whenever you're trying to set up your tool, you know, this is what you use. As a machinist, you gotta use the handle to set up your tools, to establish their zero position, okay? Now, there is another one over here says jog, and I got also these 4 buttons here that shows plus X, minus Z, and plus Z. Daniel, do you have a cell phone?
Huh?
Do you have a cell phone?
My battery is...
Oh, okay, your battery. I was going to say, why don't you just record that? All right, so these four buttons right here, they show you to move in the x-axis and z-axis. Why? Because this machine is only 2-axis machine, okay? So that's why you only have x and z-axis. That's it, nothing else. And then over here, there is a knob. This knob has to be on the right axis to be able to move the correct axis. Now, if I want to move the x-axis, I have to move this knob to x-axis and z-axis. There is a c-axis and a b-axis, but none of these have this machine. The machine doesn't have a c-axis and it doesn't have a b-axis. Why? Because we haven't added those options. The machine is only designed when it was originally made to do X and Z axis. So whenever you want to move, yes.
So you want to do that when you want the turret moving on the different axis?
not the turret. This is only move. Oh, my bad. Not the turret. It's not rotating the turret, but just moving the turret
Yeah.
up and down.
Yes.
It's moving up and down or sides. Okay. Sides is Z-axis. As you can see, I'm on the jog mode. If I rotate it, does it jog? I don't think so. So what do I have to do? I'm at the Z-axis, right? Look, I'm at the Z-axis, and I'm also at jog. So if I press right here, look what happens. It's moving. It's jogging. It's like, you know, basically running at a certain speed. See that? If you press this guy, and I press it, and look what it's doing. It's jogging. The spindle is jogging. So that's what I meant earlier. I told you guys we're going to show them one by one. We still haven't gotten there, but you have to put your mode at jog. If I put this guy over here and I press the jog, oh, it's still on the manual mode, so it's working. Okay? And I can also, I can also move this guy right now, but this is also still active. Okay? I don't know why they need it, but I guess you can, you know, move around. Look, that's a lot faster. So let's see. All right. We're gonna go do every one of them. This is what we call feed override. If you wanna, like, you know, wanna speed up your machine, you could use this. Like, you know, this shows you like inch per minute, and then over here inch per minute. This is a percentage, and this is, I guess, inch per minute. Like, you know, like 0, 80,000, 120. So this is basically another knob similar to this guy right here, where you could speed up your machine. I typically leave it at 100% and leave it alone, but if I really want to slow it down, I could go ahead and adjust it as well.
Is it manual or automatic?
This has to be worked on automatic. Because you have your program, you want to speed up stuff, you could use this, but it would override some of your speeds. It would make it a lot faster, okay? There is another over here. It's rapid override. You got, let's say you want to run a part. You got a program. You just don't want to be at 100% in your tool runs like crazy, and you can collide your machine. So what you do is, for your first part, run everything at slow to make sure everything is running smooth and normal. Not too fast, where you could collide stuff. So if it's running at very slow, you will have a chance to turn off your machine before it collides. So the first part, usually you run it at a slow, and you check it out, everything looks good, and then you can go maybe at 25%. And if you're an expert, you can go ahead and put it at 100%, and the machine is going to run like crazy. And I want to show you that, guys, in a few minutes. All
You
right.
set this up at the very beginning, right?
Yes, when you're running up your first part, better be, or even when you're setting up your tools, you better be at a slow mode. So that way, because we don't want stuff to collide, okay? All right, I'm gonna show you for every one of them. So for right now, I'm just trying to familiarize you with what all these knobs are. Then we're gonna look what they do, okay? All right, now there is another toggle over here. Program check on or off. You can have this guy. You want to check the program, and it would run if everything is okay. You can say start, and it will do that. Okay. But I usually have this at off. I never used it, but maybe there will be a day where we could use that. And then there is these knobs over here. It says machine lock. I can lock the machine. I can have block delete. I can have them on or off. But all of them are of right now dry run without any kind of fluid. I can have this dry run, and I can have single block movement. And I can turn this one on my program. It will go ahead just only do one action, and then it will stop. Then I have to tell it next action, so it goes into the next step. Okay, so that's for a single block. And then over here, optional stop. You can have a program. In your program, you can have a code that will say, hey, whenever you reach to this spot, please stop. That's an optional stop, okay? Because maybe you want to remove chips, maybe you want to do something, So what you do is you have this guy on, okay? But for a lot of, we're gonna learn this hands-on, so don't worry. All right, now let's start where? I think oh, my bad, hold on. There is a stroke and release. Let's say, I'm gonna show you something. This guy goes to 0, home, right? I say, hey, go home. My handle, or not my handle, the more is I want to return the machine to 0. It has a very, very slow movement. I know the x-axis is already lit, means x-axis is already at 0 position, but I want to put it over here and I say, hey, what do you got there? Z is not 0 because I have put an input there, but what I can do is I can delete that, okay? But right now, if I go to position.
So question, Tesfai, before you.
Hold on to your question. Actual position is there. Machine is at 0, 0. The machine is at 0, 0. Okay? And then absolute. So there are actual position, absolute, and machine. Right now, we are 100% sure our machine is at 0 position. But relative and absolute, the z-axis is at a different value. So don't worry about that for right now. All I wanted to make sure is the machine is at 0. That's why you have 0 return, X and Z are lit. We don't have a C, and who cares about that for this machine because it's a 2-axis machine. All right. Let's. Huh?
It's red.
Say that?
It's red. Light.
Oh, if it shows the light is on, that means the machine is already at 0. And you can also see over here, machine is what? 0, 0. Both X and Z axis. Okay? Now, let's say I was, let's say, about right there. And I am at Z axis. And look what's going to happen. Okay. Z-axis. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue to do that. Something is gonna happen to the machine. There's an emergency right there. The machine went beyond its 0 position. Okay? Because it went beyond its 0 position. That's what happened to the light over here. It came on. So the machine is locked. I mean, everything is. Look over here. Look at this. This was supposed to be at a certain value, but they went to 0. Why? Because it killed the machine. Why? Because we're at an emergency situation. The emergency being we exceeded our Z value. And instead of being a 0, I went a lot further. You can see Z is like a lot more. Now, to do that, people could do that. You know, they could be accidentally on rapid movement. They press this down like, whoo, and pass that point, and the machine will say, oh, it just exceeded the 0 position of me. Now I'm going to shut everything down. And so shut the hydraulic system is down. The machine is under emergency mode. How the hell do I bring this machine back to life or to function right? I have to press this guy right here, stroke release, and go back to where still I'm at the Z-axis, and I have to return this to basically 0. As soon as I do that, and my machine is running normal, and the machine light is off. Okay?
So you just turn back the Z, whatever, any position?
Well, I went beyond the 0 round, right?
Yes.
Because I moved quick. I just want to get it out of the emergency mode. I was on an emergency mode. Why? Because my machine was on the positive side for Z. Instead of like, if you really read right here, it was on a positive number. Because instead of being 0, we actually went further positive. Typically, Remember, this is the x-axis and z-axis. We always work on this side. We never work on here because look my carrot. You cannot move further out here. It's gonna basically hit here. So you have a limit. And the same thing goes for going backward. I don't want this carrot hitting the wall on the back and punching a hole. So it has a zero. Machine has a zero position, okay? On that zero position, if let's say I were to exceed the x-axis, I'm gonna do that. Okay, I'm going to do that intentionally. Now I'm at X and I'm over there. And we're going to go ahead. When I do that, it's supposed to go that way. So look, right there. See right there? This is at almost 910. If I go further, my machine is going to again go into emergency. Look. This is a little fast. Oops, no, can't. Watch this guy right here as well as your pressure. This guy has a lot of room to move. About 147,000 right there. My machine went into emergency again. Look, your hydraulic system is out. Your machine status is under emergency, and also the alarm machine light is lit. So the way to release that, to go back, is I press on a stroke and release. Press on that. There we go. Now you go the opposite way. You make sure you bring this one to zero. And you just go fast. Well, if I go to the negative, I'm okay. When I release it, everything normal. Back there is also normal. Now, the other thing, the only thing that is left, I think I explained everybody over here, but there is something over here called indexing. This is, what did I say? This machine has 10 locations where you can load 10 tools, right? I got 5 that do the turning and 5 that do the drilling, okay? So on those 10, I wanna set up the tool, at least find the tip of that tool, find its zero position. To do that, right now I'm at number 8. Well, I wanna do number 9 or number 10. I have to rotate the turret. I don't rotate it by hand. There is something called here indexing or an index. If you press on this guy, look what it does. This is what. So I could go ahead and spin this guy to whatever tool I wanted. Okay, so that is, it helps rotate the turret to get to the right tool. So right now, I don't know what tool we are.
So how do you know? How do you know which tool are you? Does it show you in the screen?
No, not on here. This is manually. The machinist has to set it up. So we're at number 6 right now. And so
he has to come back and forth to see which tool is right.
Oh no, you just tilt your head and you can see it.
Okay.
Number 6.
Yeah,
So this one is.
Yeah. By the way, this is the position right here. Always this is the active, not this guy right here. I have to bring this guy over here to be able to do it. So get your hands out of the way. All right, I'm gonna press it again. Get your hands out of the way. So it just, when you press it and release it, it will go one by one. Look what I'm doing here. It just, I press, it just goes to 1.
We are far from the position, just press hold.
Yes, whatever. Let's say if I wanted tool number 10 to set tool number 10 locations, I basically press enter. Or I could just, this is my 10 right there. Now, the idea is what? The idea is to get the center of this tool to be exactly to the center of this, which is the zero position. That's what we call zero position. Now, I think we've pretty much covered what's here, except one. So this is the indexing, is basically go to the right tool location, which tool location you're gonna look at. And there is over here spindle load. When you're machining stuff, you don't want to give the machine more than it can handle. So you have to make sure that you watch this. There is like the speedometer. There is a needle over here. You can see it as the machine is running. If it's getting a lot of material, removing a lot of material, the needle will move forward. The load. It will indicate the load. So if it's going almost past half, your machine might shut off, or you're just removing too much material at one time. So you want to make sure, in order your machine to run safe and you don't damage your part, you typically want to be between 50 and a 0. You don't want to exceed that. If you exceed 50, then that's a little too much. Okay? All right. So we pretty much went over every knob over here. Now we're going to start using each one of them. Okay?
What are the small black, those things, those stuff?
Oh, those are still optional. They are not added to the machine, so you cannot use them. There is over here tail stock. Does the machine have a tail stock? No, but they can add the style stock if I wanted to pay extra money, and they can add that if I see the need for it. But the other two machines have a tail stock, so there is no need for that here. Okay? All right. So anything that you see, there is door open and close option. We don't have that here, but we can add it if we want to. But for the purpose of what this machine was bought for, at this point I don't think we need to add anything. We don't need it because we have other machines that do that work. So if this machine is not capable to do that work, you just switch it to the other machine that is capable. Alright, now we're gonna go ahead and start. And this is, oh my bad. There is another two knobs over here. Let's call it setter advert. It's a tool setter. The tool setter, as soon as you press it, there is some robotic arm that's going to come out of that door. And as soon as I do that, and I'm on manual mode, guess what happened here? All right, if you haven't seen it, I'm going to go back. Program. Now it's time to play around. Look what's going to happen here. Whoa. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go up. Oh, my bad. Oh. Are we at tool number 10?
Yeah.
Yes. It won't let us move until we move that guy back, okay? Because right now we're trying to set tool number 10. It's zero position. What position? X0 and Z0. All right. Now, all you have to do, this particular machine has an automatic, not necessarily, semi-automatic tool setter, where you don't have to touch a part. You actually have to touch these two sensors. Okay, so what I will do, you guys can copy in there. All right, so right here, I'm at the x-axis. Okay, that's good. And I need to go to the little faster. Now, remember I'm on the manual mode. Look what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna rotate this guy, and then try to come as center as possible. Now I have to switch this guy to Z-axis. Now when you get closer over here, use your finger, don't use this hand right here because you can collide it. If you damage that sensor, then it's done. Your tool setter is no good, you have to reset that. So we're gonna go ahead and get closer. As soon as you get close, so look over here, I'm just switching. I need to come down about right there, okay? And then I need to switch to Z. Look what I'm doing here, guys. I switch between X and Z knob until I get my tool right to the center of that tool setter, okay? Now, while we move this handle, it's like at 100x right now, we need to slow down as soon as we get close to that, okay? We need to really, really slow down, okay? So I need, maybe what you do is you could put your finger underneath or a piece of paper so you could see it very clearly. You have like a, no, okay. So when I put a piece of paper underneath here, I mean I can see it day and night, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and move this guy closer, closer, closer. By the time I get there, I gotta switch over here to maybe like a 10,000, right? Because I don't want to speed it up. Oh, by the way, as soon as I touch that sensor, watch this number right here. It will change automatically. That tells it it's what? 0? It's x-axis 0. Because that's an x-axis. Oh no, my bad. Going this way, it's a z-axis. So this number is going to change. Okay? Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put that piece of paper underneath it. As a machinist, this is what you do to set up your tool. And I just keep going until that light comes on right there. It just came on. I don't know if anybody recorded that value, but it looks like it probably changed slightly, okay? Because the machine is already set up. It's not going to change much, but it might have changed. Now what I will do is I will go to really, really slow mode, and I will back off. How do I, when I back off, look, that light is going to go off. It went out. See that light? Did you guys see the light right here?
You go back, you turn in the opposite side?
Yes, yes, go this way. Yes. So when you go this way, you're going this way, turn this way, you're going that way. Same thing for, you have to switch the x-axis to go up and down. Okay, but it's the same thing. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead, now this is at minus 4.4799. Remember that minus 4.479. We're going to touch it again at a very slow mode and watch the light. When do you stop, by the way, here? When the light comes on. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and just. There we go. So that number right there, it changed. Look, your number right here. It says minus 4.4792, which means about 7/10. It improved about 7/10. And a lot of the components we make, 7/10 is like nothing. Okay. A lot of your tolerance are plus or minus 10,000, plus or minus 3,000, 5,000, and that level. 10th is like really, really tight tolerance. So this is good enough. But anyway, what I'm trying to show you is basically on the geometry offset, that's how you set your tool. Now, this needs to happen to every tool. We have to, remember there is number 10, that's tool number 10. We have to change the x-axis. Because this is a drilling tip, we cannot touch. What I can do is now I could go to the x-axis. Oh, first, before I go further, I need to go here to 10. I need to back off. Okay, back off, right there. Okay, now, usually for a lot of the drilling, you already established the zero position. How? You put your indicator on your chuck and you find the zero position and then you manually enter it out. Or what I could do is I could put a known pin diameter, insert it there, tighten it, and come here and touch the OD. You touch the OD and then I have to subtract the diameter of that part to get to my X value, X0. Okay, my X0. Oh, I'm studying. Brown, yes. Okay, so what I will do right now is I back off here, and then I want to go up. This is good enough. Now, I better have a means, a gauge pin, not this guy. A gauge pin that fits here snug. Oh my God. Alright, something wrong with this guy. Look, this is still loose. I haven't tightened this guy. What do you think? You don't know. So this guy is lifted. You see that? So which means this machine is not set up properly. We have to make sure this is tightened down. So this guy right here is really loose. Okay? But anyway, the idea is nothing but to show you how to use this guy right here. I think that completes of today's lesson because we're deep along the